Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Everybody's a Critic. This week saw the 10-year anniversary since Captain America the Winter Soldier arrived in theaters, and what a way to celebrate it than talking about it. Once again, we have Brit. How are you, Brit?
Good, great.
You sound great. You
I'm
sound
so
really
great.
great.
Thank you. Oh my God.
And we have JJ. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm really excited to talk about Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
It seems you're a very big Sebastian Stan. Stan, care to explain the background today?
Um, I'm not letting anybody forget this, even though it hasn't come out yet. It's coming.
Soon.
I think it's really unhinged, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
So, I believe The Winter Soldier came out originally in the UK on the 26th of March. So I'm a bit late, but as far as I'm aware, it was the 4th of April in the US. So we're still a little bit early.
Was it
So
April?
yes,
Oh,
it was.
seemed like a May movie to me for some reason.
Yeah, it
It
was a
wasn't.
March, April.
Hmm. I think I just got used to like Marvel saving movies for May. 'Cause, May's like a big month for them, but
Hmm.
I don't think we don't have anything this May.
No. We were gonna have
Mhm.
Deadpool, weren't we?
I think so, and I think at one point Captain
Yeah,
America was this May too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Rip.
Never mind.
But Winter
S-
Soldier, yeah. I think just thinking about the movie, how it starts, it has a pretty good. I like the way it kicks off because it's just we jump right into a mission with Captain America and Black Widow, and I believe it's our first appearance of Batroc the Leaper,
Wait.
everyone's favorite jumping martial artist. Who doesn't have his funny little mustache rep. But I really like that one because it also I think it does a really good job of like setting the tone for the movie because Captain America's like where'd Black Widow go? And he finds her just like downloading files, and he's like, "You're on another mission." And she was like, "Yeah,
Get over
get over it."
it. It feels like a
So,
really good sort of not one shot, but it feels connected to the film, but it's also like a very it stands out because, like you said, it does set that tone for the film. And I
mhm.
think this film for me was where like I've always said Winter Soldier is a top two MCU film. I
Yeah,
think it's for me, Infinity War is like such a perfect finale. I know there was a second part, so finale doesn't really work, but it for in terms of the culminating event and bringing everything together, it does that so well and is at the same time a fantastic film. But Winter Soldier for a non team up film and a
um,
non Avengers film, I think is the best one because so much happens. I think the stakes are brought to a completely different level, and I just think the cohesive storytelling in this film is the best that the MCU has done it. Um, and then we've got some terrific action as well. So what more could you want? What about
mhm.
you, Britt? I know you're a big Bucky fan.
I'm a big Captain America and Bucky fan.
Mhm.
Um, Honestly, I think this movie is the perfect sequel. And I think I would actually put it probably as my number one and Infinity War at number two, but I mean, they're pretty close as far as my favorites. I just think there's a lot of good callbacks to the first movie. There's a lot of subtle ones too. I was actually I don't know how I never realized this before, but there's so we know the most important character in the MCU, Sharon Carter, is introduced in this film. And so I don't know how I never realized until my last time watching it just the other day, but they put her undercover as a nurse in the infectious diseases ward, which I only realized that they did that to play on Steve's, I don't want to say vulnerability or like heart because his mom was a nurse. who I guess the equivalent would have been working in that kind of ward because she was working with TB, tuberculosis patients, and then that's how she passed away. So I think they were kind of like playing on that, which I never realized. I was like, oh, that's kind of messed up. They were
I never
like
realized that either.
trying to get him to trust her like that.
Very twisted.
Shield, so evil.
No. So is
Love
Sharon
Sharon Carter,
Carter.
the power broker.
Ugh.
Spoiler alert. No one
When
hasn't
will
seen
she be
Falcon the
back?
Winter Soldier. When will she be back? What power will she broke next?
She's gonna have the Infinity Gauntlet the next time she's on screen.
What if she's like, what if they have her
What's-
involved in like
No,
mutant
that's Peggy
trafficking?
Carter. That's gonna have the Infinity Gauntlet.
I think she already had it.
Yeah, she's bringing it in live action.
Oh, get her in What If season 3. That was the new big bad.
I'm
No
excited
more
for season 3 of What If.
Supreme
I like Sharon
Strange.
Carter. I like Peggy Carter. She's my guy.
Captain Carter.
Sorry, Brett. Captain Carter. I love Captain Carter.
Okay.
Fuck
Anyways,
you,
it
this
was
will
fun.
She
die.
rules. Um,
Media gets ripped in
but
half.
yeah, I never realized that what you said, Britt, that I never put that two together because I honestly don't remember the first Captain America movie
Well,
that
I don't know
well.
if they ever went
Um,
into it in detail, as far as this
oh,
one, but
okay.
like as like comics wise, that's what had
Oh, okay.
happened. So I can't remember if they actually ever went into detail, but I'm guessing that was kind of like a nod to that.
hmm
And then we also get the introduction of Sam Wilson, who
Yeah,
thought we get as
yeah.
Falcon in this
So
film.
when I saw this movie, I think I was like 14, maybe. What year did this come out? 2014?
Yeah.
Yep, 10 years.
10 years.
Quick maths.
Oh, maybe I was like 12. I think I was like 12 when this came out.
Oof.
And
I was
sorry.
12.
Oof.
Oh, then I definitely was 12. Yeah, because we're the same age. Um, yeah, I didn't real at that time I wasn't as tapped into like the MCU as I am now. So when I saw the movie, the inclusion of Falcon was like right now, like it's just like it's so terminally online that I don't know. It's not something that really gets like that. It's not something that's like kept that secret for me. So when I was like in shock and awe when I saw Falcon flying around the screen because I didn't even put two and two together because I didn't know that much about the movie. All I knew is that like, oh, Winter Soldier, Bucky. I was focused on that. And then
Mhm.
boom, Falcon. And I really like the trio of Natasha, Steve, and Sam. So that was
Mhm.
a really fun dynamic and trio. So
It's really good. I remember 2014 was sort of I'd watched obviously prior MCU films and comic book films, but I think 2014 was when I really sort of indulged in lots more, and I was watching YouTube videos and breakdowns and stuff. I think it was it was the same time that I think The Flash started in 2014.
mhm.
So it wasn't just like Marvel that I had this fascination with, but I think the main thing that got me into comic book films was Amazing Spider-Man 2, which came out in 2014 as well. And I just remember being like obsessed with both Winter Soldier and Spider-Man 2. It was an incredible summer. Um but
Mhm.
yeah. So I have this film to thank for my over the top enthusiasm, I guess. But it mainly is Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I still think is very, very underrated. And I think it was possibly the only time that Sony had a chance of developing an actual connected universe that looked good, even though they were getting some questionable people to write an Aunt May film and a Sinister Six film when you hadn't even had half them on screen yet. So
What'd you say? Did
yeah,
you say
they
Aunt
were
May
gonna do,
film?
yeah, they were gonna do an Aunt May spin-off film.
Oh, I didn't. Did you know that,
I
Britt?
think.
Uh, it sounds vaguely familiar. Like
What were they
maybe I
gonna
had read
do?
something and like those leaked emails. Was there something about it in there? Because I've read the leaked emails, but I
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
don't.
would have been
say
funny. Would have just been like a rom com, maybe her and Doc Ock or her and J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh God,
I'm
I'd
Googling
pay to watch
now.
that.
That'd be
Uh,
funny. Just starring Marissa Tomei. Actually, it would have starred Sally Field, wouldn't
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I like Bill needing her own
Rumor.
Aunt May film.
A rumor surfaced claiming that Sony's working on an Aunt May Spider-Man spin-off movie. It would be an espionage film and focus on a young Aunt May.
Oh, spy. Oh, she's got a dark past, doesn't she?
The fuck?
Peter, have you been in the chimney?
Oh, I didn't realize that. I don't know if she's actually. I don't know much about Aunt May. I don't know if she's like Aunt May. Shout out to Marissa Tomei for really showing up for a few movies in the MCU and
Never to be
then
seen
dying.
again.
Yeah, then dying.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Speaking of dead people, Bucky comes back in this movie. Yay! Everyone loves
Yay,
Bucky.
everybody cheered.
I loved Bucky. Bucky was probably at the time probably my favorite MCU villain. Like I loved him. And at the time, I don't know. Some people will debate, is he a villain? Is he not? To me, he was, just in this movie at least. And at least a little bit afterwards, then he was kind of like starting the line until they really till he really jumped in and started helping out. But I think he also looks his best in this movie. I love the hair in the movie and the black eye paint. He's great in this movie. I love Sebastian Stan is really good as Bucky, and I think he's at his best here, personally.
And he's got a lot to work with. And yeah, I think for a character with such depth, you would need
Mhm.
an actor with many talents, and I think Sebastian Stan ticks all those boxes. He's a physical actor, but then he's also able to bring that sort of emotional performance in those scenes where he's getting tortured. So yeah,
I mean, he
10
doesn't
out
even
of 10.
have a lot of lines in this movie. It's all mostly physical acting. Like with this face, like when he and Steve see each other for the first time and like his mask comes off and there's just that split second where of recognition and then he goes back into like Winter Soldier mode. And that's like obviously you don't realize that he recognizes him until a little later on, right before he does get his mind wiped. And he's, obviously very kind of distraught. And there's some lines there, but it's also a lot of like emotional acting. And then they wipe him clean again. It's really kind of makes you feel for him. Bucky's not a villain. He's brainwashed.
Hmm.
Hydra.
Hail
Yeah,
Hydra.
okay. He is the antagonist of the film. That's what I'll
Okay.
say. The
Well,
antagonist, which I think is a fair judgment.
fine, I'll say Hydra, and I guess, but like he's a tool for
God, he
them.
definitely kicks the most ass in this movie. Like just thinking about the highway scene, those were crazy. The way he was just like tearing through shit.
Hmm.
He really is like a force to be reckoned with in this movie.
Just
Also, I like
rips
this.
This
I
loads of
think
stuff.
Because I this and Civil War. I'm not like a huge
mhm,
Civil War fan, but there's like a lot of good stuff between this movie and that one where it's just like probably like the height of that character.
mhm. I I think my favorite Bucky arm is in this movie, even though I only think he has two.
Yeah, he
But
only
this is
has
definitely my
two.
favorite one. I don't
Hopefully
like
three
I don't
coming soon.
I don't like the blue and gold one, to be fair. I don't know. I just
It's
think it looks
black and
weird.
gold.
Is it black and gold? I thought it was
No,
blue.
no, it's black.
Oh, why did I think it was blue? I thought it was blue. I thought it was supposed to like match his like little vest that he wore.
No, it's black and
No.
gold.
I like the silver arm better.
Black.
I like the red star. Even though it's like his like Hydra arm, I still think it's pretty dope. Gosh, shout out to Bucky. And like after this movie, he doesn't go back to Hydra. He just goes on the run, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah, because then we
Hydra
see him.
dies.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out to Hydra. Actually, no, not shout out to Hydra. What's the reverse of a shout out? A shot down. Shout down to Hydra.
Okay.
We're all smoking that Hydra pack.
Which
One thing I don't.
go on.
Sorry, one thing I don't like about this movie is their depiction of Arnim Zola. I don't know. I wish, and obviously it doesn't really fit in this movie, but I love the big robot body man, just the screen face. But I guess it does in the context of this movie and like where how it's set. Yeah, it definitely does work, and I think he's fun. I thought he was funny. Because that's
Jones.
Toby
Mhm.
Jones. Yeah, Toby Jones. And I thought he was a good casting for Arnim Zola. I just would have liked to see him run around as the headless android. with like the
Mhm.
weird little camera.
In Hydra.
I
What
think
were you gonna
it
say,
works for
Josh?
this
Oh,
movie.
yeah, definitely. But I'm just like such a fan of like the wacky like comic book choices. I just think he's funny, and I wish they would stop. I guess they're much better about it now. But just I know it was a really big debate a while ago. Killing off your villains. I don't know. I don't know if he's technically dead. I think pretty sure they like smashed the computer in the Hydra base in Jersey. But
Well, they didn't
oh no, it wasn't a
smash it,
Hydra
it
base.
blew
It was
up.
a oh did it? It was a shield base, not a Hydra base, because that was the point of
Yeah.
the movie was that Hydra had infiltrated everyone. So sorry, I'm blanking on some of my details here.
Well,
Shocking.
what had happened
Honestly.
was the SSR was before
Hmm.
Shield, and that was kind of like a base, but Hydra had obviously put that there because, like Steve said in the movie, it was in the wrong spot. So that's
Hmm.
how he knew that something wasn't right. So they go in and they find Zola. He tells them, evil villain spells out the plan. So, he explains everything, and then they realize, oh, there's basically a missile coming for us. So then it gets blown up, and they miraculously survive.
Mama. Just kidding.
Hmm.
Love them.
Steve Rogers, you're going to die.
I think Steve's arc is kind of interesting in this, as far as he kind of, and they really pointed out a lot that, everything that happened in the first movie was kind of for nothing, because he went in the water to kill, well, the Red Skull went with the,
That's right. The cube.
yes, the cube. Um, and so he obviously, took the plane down, killed himself, and he's frozen in the water, as we all know. Um, and they keep like pounding in his head that it was for nothing. You did all this for nothing, and you're still doing this for nothing. You can't be Hydra. But he still keeps going because it's Steve Rogers. So he's just gonna keep fighting Hydra until it's gone for good.
Well, I think Superman's pretty close to being gone for, or not Superman. Captain America's pretty close to being gone for good because he's so
Superman.
old. I don't know why.
Superman.
I was reading some Superman stuff before we did this, and I had Superman on the mind. But I don't know. I don't. Are we ever going to see Steve Rogers again? I agree with Britt though. I really like his story in this movie because he's very much still finding his place. One of the details I really liked about this movie is that in different countries, his list was different in the movie
Mhm.
because like I forget what the differences are. But I know his list here was like in like they said like watch Star Wars, listen to this, read this. But I remember one of the big details with everybody like comparing the list from different parts of the world. I don't know. Do you guys remember any of those?
I I I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what was on the other lists.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've
I'll
seen
look it
them
up.
before, but I don't remember.
Watch Bluey in Australia.
Watch Bluey.
In
Um,
2014.
There's a pilot. There was a pilot somewhere.
was it really?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm actually. Oh, wait, I found them. Here we go. In the United States, the difference. So instead of Nirvana in France, it is Daft Punk. Um, Actually, Thai food stays the same. Um, Something different, really different. Nirvana stays the same in the UK. Shout out to the UK, they must really love Nirvana.
you do?
Oh, the Beatles are included in in the UK, but the moon landing is not included on the France one, but it is in the United States in the UK one. Is it possible that France is believes no one has landed on the moon? Possibly.
Je ne sais pas le mot.
Yeah, that I think.
Steve
Trouble.
Rogers
What
is
is
on the
Trouble Man?
moon.
What is Trouble Man? Do you even know what Trouble Man is?
Was a movie, but I think it's a soundtrack, right? Because he says
Yeah,
that's a
it just says
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
So yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah. I would
Um,
also look up the Berlin Wall up plus down.
he's got to
But
learn
the
his
Berlin Wall
history.
is not mentioned on the France or the UK list, only the United States list.
Interesting.
Can you believe that? So I think that might be it. I thought there were some other ones.
So
Maybe
did
I'll
I,
just look what there
but
is. Oh,
interesting.
oh, in I found the Australian one. In the United States, the show he's told to watch is I Love Lucy, but in the UK, it's Sherlock.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
put it.
But
Not like that's Sherlock, right?
it says TV show dash Sherlock.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Steve, don't do it.
Even though I think it was currently airing at the time. Like I think it
Yeah,
was
that's
like
why I'm
super
like,
popular at the time.
that's funny.
Oh wait, there's a Russian one too. Oh wait, it's really blurry. I can't read it. One
Ooh.
from Mexico. Every list, one of the things that stays concurrent is Thai food, and I think that's really valid because Thai food's really good. And I hope he did get to try it before he got too old and the spice got too much for him. So old man Steve loves his pad Thai with extra lime and nuts. He likes like extra peanuts on there too. So but yeah, that was I don't know, that was like one of the first big things. I don't know, just that I remember like this is when I really started getting into around this time because Guardians of the Galaxy had come out. I think Man of Steel had come out the same year. Um, yeah, this is when I really started like watching like you said, Josh, watching analysis, watching breakdowns, checking out all this different stuff about the movies. So
I think that I want to say the first Captain America movie is the first one I ever saw in theaters.
mhm.
Because I'm a little bit older than you guys. Um, so I was already like I think I was like 17 and maybe just 18. When I first started, well, I think I was 17 when I first started watching Marvel movies, and then when Captain America came out, I think I was freshly 18. So like I feel like I forgot that like experience as like a kid. So I've always kind of like known about like paid closer attention, I think, to things. Because when I got into Marvel, I got into it hard, and obviously years later, I haven't really stopped that. Um, but oh, that's what I was gonna bring up, unrelated. But the notebook that Steve has in this movie is actually the same notebook that Bucky has in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the one that Zemo grabs and then Bucky like freaks out on him on the plane because it's Steve's
Oh
notebook.
yeah.
I didn't realize that. Oh,
Yep.
interesting. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen like the first Captain America first Captain America movie in like good quality. I think I watched it on a bootleg DVD. That like
You have
we got
homework.
The
yeah
Tesseract
that we
was
got from like
green.
yeah, no, it was and it came in like I don't know if you guys ever seen like the bootleg DVDs, but they would come in like the slip covers. And like they would only have like a printed out piece of the
Oh yeah,
poster,
yeah.
and then it was in plastic. And I also did that. I also saw the first Thor that way,
Oh my God.
and I'm pretty sure one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
You're
Oh.
killing
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I won't reveal the origins of how I got those, but that's how I saw them when I was little. So
Crazy. Wild.
yeah.
I used to have a bootleg of the Chronicles of Narnia, the first one, and I
Oh,
think I still have it somewhere. It's in like a box. It's like the only one I've ever properly owned of like a bootleg DVD. Otherwise, I buy everything legitimately.
yeah. I don't. I honestly don't even know. Like, what do they really like? And this isn't me like shit talking the character. Like what is their plan for Sharon Carter? Because like at the end of Captain America, no, the end of sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, she's just on the phone with somebody talking. It's like, what are her motives? What pushed her to do that? Like become the power broker, to become this weapons pusher, and like even like I don't know, maybe it was answered in Falcon, and I'm just blanking right now. But it's never gonna be explained. Like where exactly would we see her again? All the likely places you think you'd see her again, like it doesn't seem like she's coming back like for Cap 4, so I don't know. Maybe Britt, you know
Well,
more.
her motive was that after Civil War, Steve never came back for her to like clear her name
Oh yeah.
which
Okay.
I think is character assassination.
Yeah,
I've got a
that's
lot of problems with like what they've done with Steve Rogers post
yeah.
Endgame and like his like the things they bring up. I'm not a fan of for the most part, except for Steve is on the moon, Falcon Winter Soldier. I believe that he's not where they said he was. But anyways, so obviously I think the thing that would have made the most sense is Secret Invasion. It would have made sense like with the secret like scroll like they wanted weapons because they were going to take over. It would have made so much sense, and then there was nothing. And then maybe Cat 4, but as far as anything we've heard, nothing. So then it kind of only leads to the non-existent Armor Wars, which that
Oh,
attack
yeah.
and stuff. So that's a possibility, but they've really like assassinated that character just by introducing her and then dropping her off for how long. So
Yeah.
hey.
I think you said how like Secret Invasion, there's a lot of things that like it could have been done there. I think you could just say that about Secret Invasion as a whole. I think they really just want us to forget about that because it was such a nothing of a show.
But it could have been.
Like,
You could have had like Nick Fury and the Winter Soldier. That could have been the Nick Fury that
yeah,
we see in Secret Invasion, like that faking your own death, like spy kind
it
of thing. But
it
we
was
got none of
only
that.
Secret Invasion in name, and I'm actually I don't know. Some people don't like it. The storyline, I love that storyline. I think it's awesome. Um, I think Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes did it best. That was an incredible adaptation of it. The way they spent so much time setting it up, and the way they actually like let there be ramifications post like reveal and like after they got rid of the scrolls and everything. And I think it was really done dirty just um giving it a TV show and just making it such a little event. You know what I mean? There was no
Yeah.
setup for it. Like you could have like had people like be taken like throughout different entries and I don't know. And yeah, I agree with you. I think it really could have been a good like Team Cap storyline, but not exactly with Cap. Like Sharon Carter, Bucky and Winter Soldier. So
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
lot that could have been done. But I believe they were like, no, don't read the Secret Invasion comics when you're
Yeah.
making this, which is really an injustice to the story.
Yeah, which is honestly ironic because Kevin Feige was the one sneaking X-Men comics onto the X-Men set.
So, a little birdie has told me that in the upcoming Captain America 4, which I can't remember the name, I remember the old name. Is it
Brave
Brave
New
New
World.
World?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. Uh, James Buchanan Barnes will not be in the film. How do we feel, given that he's been in every single one up until this point?
Was a little bird Kevin Feige at D23 in 2022 when he wasn't announced in the movie, but apparently everyone's forgotten that. Was that the little bird?
Yeah. It was. It was a big bird actually with a little hat on.
Yeah, but like it's a Captain America movie. You need Bucky.
I'm as a Bucky Barnes fan, and like during the D23 thing, he was obviously later introduced as being part of the cast of Thunderbolts. So um my thought was I'm kind of glad to see him doing his own thing and being not just a sidekick, or at least I'm hoping he doesn't just end up as somebody else's sidekick. Uh, because even though that is like his character, I think as long as he's been in the MCU, he kind of deserves like to not be somebody's sidekick and be attached to Captain America forever. It is kind of weird that he's like not even in it a little bit. I mean, he maybe a
Hmm.
post-credit scene going into Thunderbolts. I don't know. Because it's going to be kind of weird to explain, like, we kind of like the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, like, they were like having like a party picnic
Hmm.
cookout thing together. And then suddenly they're not hanging out anymore. Is there turmoil in the
No,
friendship, or they just
because
decided to go their separate ways?
that's a lot of people's complaint is the fact that Falcon and Winter Soldier, the whole point was like these two have had like beef, like with each other, like
Yeah.
since they've met. And the point was like bring them closer and make them be I think that the point was to like make it so that Bucky wasn't a sidekick and that they were partners and they were friends. And I just think that they spent like 6 episodes doing that just to immediately separate them
Yeah.
was
I
the
mean,
issue I think a lot of people had.
I'm sure fingers crossed that they'll come up
Mhm.
with a legitimate and good reason
Mhm.
on why Bucky is not in Cap 4.
I feel like maybe this takes place at the same time as Thunderbolts, and maybe that's why Bucky is not
Yeah,
around.
we also got to figure out what he's doing there too, which we have no
Mm.
idea.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if maybe Sam is like, hey, I need to, well, I'm thinking he wants to like, hey, let me try and just find my place now that I am Captain America. Let me like, I don't know. It's hard to say without really knowing any specific details. Maybe they have a fight because Bucky was flirting with his sister and he finally got tired of it. And he's like, go away.
Brave New World just starts with like a title card. Before the film, Bucky and Sam fell out.
It's
These are
like
the
the
events
Star
that
Wars
followed.
scroll.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Funny. I think also Zemo. They need to let Zemo have a bigger role. I know Daniel Brühl is a very busy actor,
Yeah.
but everyone loves him as Zemo. He's great. And I would love to see him get a much more accurate Zemo costume. I want to see the fur, maybe a little crown. The mask looks great. And if the mask works like that, why won't everything else work?
I think I, in deep in my soul, I want to believe that he's going to be in a Thunderbolts post credit to set up. If Thunderbolts is even called Thunderbolts anymore, I don't know. But for what we know now, like deep in my soul, I want to believe that he'll be in a post credit scene setting up. Someone's going to break him out. Something's going to happen to where he can then be in charge of some sort of spin-off team, something. Obviously, we don't have plot details. So this is just my belief. This is my theory. This is what I want to happen because you can't just leave him in the raft forever. He's
I
Zemo.
I heard a little birdie told me that the Thunderbolts name is changing to Marvel's The Suicide Squad.
Shut
I've
up.
heard this too. I've heard this
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
How do I
Sounds
I can
disconnect from this
corroborate.
thing?
it sounds like they're gonna turn it into like a Suicide Squad-esque film.
Ah!
That's what the
Thunderbolt Squad.
asterisk is for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
You
guys are
never
stressing
know.
me out. I'm
You
stressed.
never know.
What are we, some kind of Marvel Suicide
My
Squad?
Thunderbolts shelf that you can't see back there is gonna be. I'm gonna have to put a name thing on and be like, new name. I
I
love
mean,
the Thunderbolts comics back there and everything.
what if
I've
instead
not
they
got
change
Harley
it
Quinn.
to Dark Avengers?
No, it doesn't work.
Hmm.
It doesn't. It just, like it works for comics, but it doesn't work for a movie.
Yeah.
That sounds stupid. Like
In
I'd be
theaters this summer.
like if
Dark
they name
Avengers.
Young Avengers, it's gonna be dumb. So I hope they don't do it.
Hid
Yeah.
Avengers.
It
Then
just
what if they?
doesn't work.
I feel like we're gonna just end up getting a mix of the Champions and the Young Avengers, and they're just gonna call
Oh
it the
yeah,
Champions.
yeah. I mean, this sounds a
I
little
don't know much
better.
about the Champions, but so I don't know if that name works for them, but because like Kamala is gonna be a fucking Young Avenger, so sorry, I didn't mean to cuss there. That's not me upset about it. I love
Did you
Kamala, and I will.
swear?
Yeah,
That's our one
I
swear of the
said
episode.
oh, I've
Gotta
sworn more
keep
than
our
once. I'm sorry.
PG-13 rating.
Um, I will take any excuse to get more Kamala Khan in the MCU, but um, she's not a Young Avenger,
Isn't
but
it
they've also
Kamala? Isn't the vice president Kamala and she's Kamala?
okay. I'm sorry.
I
It's
just somebody's gotta say it. If it's gotta be me, so be it. I just want to let you
Kamala
know.
or Kamala. Kamala.
No, yeah,
Kamala.
so vice
Kamala.
president is Kamala
Yes.
and Miss Marvel is Kamala.
Kamala. Kamala. I apologize. My bad. But I love her, and I think she should be in more stuff.
She's great.
And she seems, yeah, she is great. Talk about, see, this is what I mean. Like everyone's always like, oh, this giant name actor, this actor would be great for this role. Amanda Vaughn had no acting credits before this show, and she is probably one of the best additions to the MCU in ever.
Yep,
So,
agreed.
I think we should start looking at more people that have no acting credits or very minimal, you know what I mean, roles to their name.
I mean,
So,
say what you
but
will about Echo,
Yeah,
she really
there you
didn't
go.
either. And I mean, I know people have their feelings, but I think she, especially in the show, I think she did really well. She's had a lot more time to kind of fall into that role and get used to things. And I think she's done really well too.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
find more young people.
Um, but yeah, we were talking about Bucky. We were talking about Bucky. But yeah, I think he's a character that I think has just kind of been personally for me. I think he's just kind of been like bouncing around, to where he works and where he doesn't, like Avengers movies, Winter Soldier. But I'd like to see him get a more active. If they're gonna keep him around, sorry, I know I've said before that I think the Bucky story is over, but I think they need to find something else for him to do. Like they need to give him like let him lead something. I don't know, let him lead an agency or something. Let him be their Rick Flag.
Anyways, yeah. Other than that last part, I know people are
Hello?
like, oh, they're gonna kill him off, and I'm like, I don't think that killing him off is a good ending. And it's not just saying that because I love Bucky Barnes with my heart and soul, but it just doesn't feel right. And I feel that way about a lot of characters in Thunderbolts, that they've been like so like tortured and taken control over and stuff, and they've like never had like control over their life. So for that to have been their entire lives and then dying, even if it is by
Hmm.
their own, it's not really by their own because they were put kind of into this life. And I don't think it's fair or a good ending. He deserves a happy ending however he wants it. I
Hmm.
don't think killing him off is the right move.
Yeah, and I don't think they will. I don't think they'll kill him off. I think at the most, if they do decide to retire the character, he'll just head into the sunset
He's
like
gonna go
Loki
back
and
into the
like
past
Steve.
and beat Steve's ass for leaving him. And then he gets stuck there.
Definitely. Um, I guess. Well, also she's gone. I always forget that Black Widow is dead because we don't have
I
a Black Widow.
know.
We have Yelena, but she's not Black Widow. I don't know if they will give her own like. Did she ever have a code name in the comics that wasn't Black Widow?
Um,
She was Black Widow in the comics, but I feel like here they should try not to. Did they ever? Did they call her White Widow ever?
no, I don't.
Hmm.
Well, coming back to Thunderbolts, like in the comics, you had Yelena in Thunderbolts, but it wasn't really Yelena, and that was
Hmm.
who was White Widow. It was Natasha in disguise, like
Yeah,
undercover.
yeah.
So yes, but no. Um, no.
Hmm.
I don't really know a
But
lot of like her comic history. Like I've got like bits and pieces, but
yeah, this is like deeper Marvel for me. If it's not like DC, I start to get a little like, oh, I'm not totally sure about this, so I can't completely speak to it. But I don't know. I think calling her White Widow would be cool as a way of setting the character on her own path, while also maybe showing it as not like a redemption, but like a way of freedom for the Black Widows from the program that have been freed from the Red Room, if that
mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those like names that get attached to you. And like Bucky being the Winter Soldier, like that name was attached to him, and he's kind of like moved on past that and like starting to
Hmm.
do his own thing. Like he shouldn't really. I get why they used it because it's a cool name,
Hmm.
but like looking at it from like a human perspective, like they've moved on. They're kind of like trying to leave that in the past. So like I get Yelena maybe wanting to keep it as like because her sisters like that was like her superhero name, and like
Hmm.
so like out of respect, maybe it's hard to say, obviously what they choose to do. Maybe it's like her agent code name that
Yeah.
they end up
Although
using.
although White Widow might not be appropriate anymore, since in the past few times we've seen her, like in Black Widow, we saw her in the green vest, and in Thunderbolt's video that Florence Pugh just uploaded, she has a new green like tactical
Yeah.
suit.
Yep. I
So, and
know.
Green Widow doesn't really sound that
No,
cool.
but they might still just use it as like a code name.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
she
that's
doesn't
fair.
have to wear white to be White Widow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But I did like that outfit. It looked cool, and also I like that they let her keep the short hair. They didn't like make her put on a wig or anything.
Yeah,
Because I know
I like
Florence
that. I think it
Pugh.
looked good, and it's more like it makes sense if you're a spy. You don't have
Exactly.
like the whipping hair everywhere. It makes
Luscious
sense.
locks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Which,
So
say what you will though, I still love Natasha's look in Iron Man 2 with her curly long hair. I know people have feelings, but I love it. It was great for me.
yeah, they kind of let go of that look pretty quick, and then they moved on to just like straightening her hair or giving her a bob.
Yeah. I mean, she changes her hair a lot. And we
Yeah.
even seen like in the Black Widow movie, and that's how she got the blonde and when her hair
Gotta
grows
sell those
out.
toys.
Mm.
Just kidding.
Listen.
But I think I don't know. She might be at her best in Winter Soldier too. Like she's great in the Avengers films, but I feel like in Winter Soldier we really get to see that spy espionage side of her. We really get to see her like use her skills here, especially on like the ship and yeah, because I feel like later on she just kind of becomes like another just another superhero. We don't really get to see too much of that spy that the spy side of her. And I
Yeah.
think in Winter Soldier she's really great. And what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. She's really really great. Who also may or may not still be producing some sort of project for Marvel Studios. Haven't heard anything on that in forever. It's not Thunderbolts.
I think I think Kevin Feige or somebody said recently that that was still happening. I can't remember if it
Hmm.
was
I thought so.
somebody said I think within like the past few months that that was still happening. What it
Hmm.
is, who knows? I thought it was going to be Thunderbolts, but evidently not.
Yeah,
Um,
because
so
it would have made sense.
yeah, exactly.
So, could it be another Black Widow film? Probably not. Could it be who knows what it could be? I
Well,
don't
I
even
think it
know.
was going to be something completely unrelated to Black Widow, so
Yeah,
I think they said that. So maybe she'll end up doing whatever Young Avengers turns into.
yeah.
Who knows? Like an original Avenger kind of like producing a movie for like the new generation. Who knows? That might be a good
But
idea.
I have a strong feeling that we will see Scarlett Johansson again as Black Widow. I feel like it's inevitable to see the originals get together again
Oh,
in
Secret Wars,
some
don't
way
let me
or form.
down.
Yeah, in some
Mhm.
way or form, even if they're like multiversal. I think
Yeah.
it's inevitable for these six to not be together again.
Yep. One
So
more time. I just
I think
need
it's
it.
always going to come back to them because they were where it really kicked off. So
Well,
thank you, original six Avengers.
she might be busy fighting dinosaurs or whatever.
Yeah, apparently, I guess we don't have official word on if she officially signed on, but as of last week, she was in talks to lead the new Jurassic World film, which I'm a little confused. I honestly, personally, I still do not see this movie happening. Not happening next year, at least at the current date, because it's set for July, I think 2nd or 5th next year,
Mm.
and they're just now casting. They just got a director like a month ago. Um, and unless this movie's going to be like super dark and you can barely see the dinosaurs, I'm not expecting any. You know what I mean? Apparently, the script is very good, but yeah, Scarlett Johansson could be leading this project that I believe will never get delayed. How do you feel about that? Jumping from Chris Pratt to Scarlett Johansson.
What an upgrade.
Yeah. Well,
What an
yeah.
Yeah.
upgrade.
Um, this would make well, at least for right now, her the first like in all respect to Laura Dern and Bryce Dallas Howard, but like maybe the first sole like female lead of the franchise. Obviously Laura Dern, did a lot of heavy lifting there, but I feel like it was more focused on just the three of them. But I feel like here she might just be like the sole lead.
Yeah. It'll be interesting though to like see what her role is and like what their plan is for this because I mean they've obviously done like a lot of callbacks and stuff and so like where does she fit in?
Yeah,
I'm interested.
I think this movie really needs to do some real original stuff because I don't think I don't know Dominion was personally
Sucked.
terrible,
It sucked.
terrible. Oh my God, I never get up and leave a theater. I almost did that day.
Hmm.
Was there for an hour. I checked my phone. Literally, I was there. It felt like I'd been there for 2, 3 hours already. It had only been an hour. I was dying. I was like, I need to get up. I need to leave, but I didn't. People
We
did.
need
Like two or three groups around me got up and left. They did not finish the movie because it was that bad.
we
So
need more dinosaurs with people, I
I
think.
just think I just think they need to get more creative with it. You know what I mean? Like, do we know any plot details for this next one?
No.
All I know is that there's a park and people are visiting dinosaurs and something bad happens again.
Mhm.
I'm leaving.
Well, here's the thing. Again, it's called they're specifically calling it another Jurassic World film. They're not calling it
Mm.
Jurassic Park. They're not calling it anything else.
But that didn't
Um,
matter because there was still a Jurassic Park in the
yeah,
first Jurassic World. They didn't
exactly. Yeah,
learn from
yeah,
their mistakes.
yeah. But I feel like they need to do something different. We really need to see that world aspect. We need to see like what happens when like this reminds me of, this actually reminds me of the Predator from 2018 where the initial plot was what happens when a team of mercenaries is sent into a neighborhood where a predator has landed. And that movie also terrible. Um, but like do something like that. Like what are the effects of dinosaurs returning? What is the like how do they interact with like a modern day world and when they're not contained to an island? I mean, all we saw was
Mhm.
like a black market and then some of them running through a field and you know, throw a few velociraptors in a suburban neighborhood. Let's see what happens.
Just for funsies.
Scarlett Johansson is just like a, a neighborhood like wife, and she's like, all right, pulls out the
She's got like
pulls out.
I got a
maybe like a bow
taser.
and arrow just out of the sky.
But
Her
Josh,
kids are trying to play in the pool.
what do you think about this? How do you think where do you think they should go?
I'm really lost for words here. I want to watch it and not have to compare it to the last ones. I want it to be its own film with a just something different that we've not seen yet. Um, and yeah, that the introduce a more global scale to things because in Jurassic World 2 we had the island and then a mansion. Actually, the horror stuff in Fallen Kingdom's really good. Um, I just remembered that now. But yeah, just give us some more scale, give us some risk, no locusts, and yeah.
My gosh, it's crazy. Half the movie was focused on these giant bugs, and they're eating all the crops. Um, I am seeing that apparently there are rumors about the plot. Um,
Oh, spill.
apparently, the current idea is that it's not a Jurassic World movie, or the rumor is that it's not a Jurassic Park movie. Instead, it is called Jurassic City, and it takes place in a
Uh,
city.
No, no,
is
no.
Dwayne Johnson gonna be in the film?
Scrap it.
Is
That reeks of a Dwayne Johnson 2015 flick.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
agree.
don't. Yeah, apparently it's tentatively titled Jurassic City. Um, I could honestly. I feel like in a city you're so confined to what you can do. Like I feel like it's just gonna be velociraptors again and again. Like everyone loves velociraptors, but come on, let's get a little bit more creative with it.
How
You
about,
know?
hear me out,
Yeah.
Velociraptors, but in a little hat and business suit with a briefcase, walking down New York City, Wall Street.
The,
Hello,
the,
sir.
the, the velociraptors take on Wall Street, take on stocks, and
They affect the stock market.
they're
Really
the hedge
interesting
fund
stuff
bros.
here.
Um, what if it is that? It's just like a drama about how dinosaurs have affected the stock market. But no, I don't know. I just can't say I'm interested in seeing another Jurassic Park movie. I love dinosaurs, but like, I don't know. It's just
If they,
not very interesting to me.
I'm just looking at the
Hmm?
2025 slate. If they push this film back, realistically, there's not a lot of choices
Hmm.
because December 2025, which is like your big, probably your second outside of like Memorial Day weekend and Thanksgiving and the summer, that's like your best bet to put a film. But there's no way the universe would pitch Jurassic World 4 against Avatar 3. I just think it's
Oh, and also they already have
crazy.
Movie
they're already gonna
suicide.
have Wicked Part 2 up
Yeah, so
against
Wicked's
Avatar
Wicked's
3,
at Thanksgiving. Well, that's
I
going up
believe.
against Zootopia too, so
Well,
what?
fool. Look
Oh
out.
What?
yeah, I'll be there for Wicked. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I
Wait,
personally I don't know. Maybe there's more work done on the project than we know. Maybe they've already started pre-production and everything, but I just don't see this movie making a July 2nd release date. I know it's only April, but
But they would
still,
have
I
to
just
start with like at least by probably mid-June. And that's
yeah,
like cutting it close even.
they're already not gonna have like a year of post-production like most films get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need at
And
least a year.
exactly, and it's not like these days. I feel like CGI and effects are so scrutinized by everybody, and rightfully so because these studios they overwork and they rush these artists, and I just feel like that's inevitable here if they try to keep this movie to a July 2nd release date. Like, there's no way unless it's a city. Maybe they're using smaller dinosaurs or just
Bring
velociraptors.
back
Maybe
dinosaur puppets,
mm,
maybe it'll be
animatronics.
really dark, and that's how they'll get around like less work on the CGI. But still, I just do not see this movie making release date. Also, you're gonna be releasing around Superman Legacy. Get out the way. Get out the way. So also, Thunderbolts is out next July or next July, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it
25th?
took, or is it, or what? I
No, because
know.
Cap is next. Oh, wait, is Cap next
Hold
July
on.
and May
I,
Thunderbolts?
yeah, because I know they switched. Let me check. Because May, so that's May, and then Cap moved to July, but then people were thinking maybe Cap will end up getting pushed back to November, I think. But for right now, I think it's July. Cap
Okay.
for release
Huh.
date is February
Yeah,
2025.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, right, that's right. Because they moved it. I see.
Oh, Cap 4th, February 2025.
Or is that still all these release dates move? Yeah, February 14th,
Yeah,
2025. I don't think it's gonna
yeah.
make
I don't.
that,
Oh, love it. Love is in the air.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Um I don't think so.
I want Cat
But
4 to be good so bad.
yeah,
So they need to
Hmm.
but
take their time.
yeah, personally I just think I feel like Superman's gonna have July to itself in the end, which is great. Love Superman. DCU baby. New
For now,
Empire.
we'll see.
All right.
No. I just mean like we'll see
Oh.
if it ends up having
Oh
any of their
yeah,
movies
okay.
end up in July. Listen, if it's good, I'll watch it. I'm not gonna
Superman?
go see it right away because
What?
I'm not a DC girly.
Uh,
Hmm.
Never
Josh will.
have
Right,
been.
Josh?
I'll be there. I'll be there.
But yeah. I'm excited for everything. I love movies. I'm like Keanu Reeves. I love movies. So, um, Jurassic World, Jurassic or slash Jurassic City, whatever you end up being. Good
Good
luck.
luck to you. Yeah.
I'll go see you on a Tuesday when the ticket is $6. Or if I have points, I'll buy the ticket probably on a Tuesday. I only use $6 worth of points to go see it. Unless it's like really good. Unless the cast is really great. Um, I just
Jurassic
don't see it being that
Kingdom.
great. I just do not have that much interest in it.
Jurassic
Um,
Suburbs.
that'd be great. I love that. Even though the Predator 2018 is terrible, and
It feels like
that
a
could be that.
video game, like Sim City, and then you got like Jurassic City. Like that should be like a video game, not a movie.
Yeah, that sounds like a video game. That'd be awesome as a video game, probably. Like Ark.
I was just gonna
Have
say,
we ever
yeah.
played Ark? I played it once, and then I got killed by an Allosaurus. All my dinosaurs died, so I returned the game to Best Buy. It was funny though, because I got the game for like $10 at GameStop on Black Friday, and then I returned it to Best Buy, and they gave me $25 for it.
Wow,
I know.
scamming
Part of the
corporations. I
deal,
love to see
baby.
it. Speaking of
Um,
dinosaurs, there's
Jamie Lee
dinosaurs in the Doctor
Curtis.
Who. In the Doctor
Oh,
Who, there's
There
dinosaurs in the
is. There is.
trailers.
That's a great connector. Oh, I'm so excited for this new season of Doctor Who. Technically series 14, but season 1. Because The way I see it, if the BBC's gonna crumble and fall, Disney are just gonna take over this show, and it's gonna be
Wait,
a Disney original.
what's happening with BBC?
They are so in the UK, the BBC is funded by the license fee.
Hmm.
So everyone pays a fee
Mhm.
every year that goes towards the British Broadcasting Company, and it's government backed. And year more and more people say, "What's the point in paying this?" and such and such. So I think the money wise, they don't have as much as a budget as they used to, so they've made so many cuts and changes. And I think eventually stuff will they'll shut channels and stuff. So I think this Disney deal is like an initial saving grace for the show. It's a bit of a
Mhm.
backup, bit of insurance. But I wouldn't mind if because right now Doctor Who is produced by Bad Wolf Studios.
Mhm.
So it's already an external production. Um, and now with Disney distributing it worldwide, they'd be able to swoop in and still support the show. So yeah.
I think it's good for Doctor Who too because obviously like it's kind of always been like a cultural phenomenon type show, and now I think with it being on Disney Plus and like the trailers, like it looks good. Like they've got a big budget, they got that Disney money now. It looks great, especially compared to like earlier seasons of like the reboot, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love the kind of cheesy feel, but it feels like big now, and I think that's gonna get more eyes on Doctor Who moving forward. And maybe they'll go back and watch the old stuff and they'll buy the DVD. I don't know.
I
But I
mean
think
that's
it's good
No,
for
you
that's
Doctor
guys,
Who, whether people want
you guys,
it or not.
you guys have both seen Doctor. Josh, I know that. Brett, you've seen Doctor Who, some of it, right?
Um, I watched the entire ninth Doctor, I watched some of 10, and then like bits and pieces of like other like clips and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
I've got a
know.
general idea.
I have never seen an episode of Doctor Who, but this new Doctor, I love this actor. I I think I'm gonna watch this season. Well, how long does the Doctor usually stick around for?
depends. Usually, if we're lucky, we get them for 3 series.
Okay, is that what Jodie
Shooty's
stayed around
confirmed for
for?
2. Yeah, so Jodie did what else? She did series 11 and 12, then she did like a mini
Hmm.
series.
Yeah.
So yeah, every Doctor has done 3 series plus like however many specials they want to do.
Oh yeah. I love Chuti. That's pronounced right, right?
Yeah, Shooty Gatwa.
Chuti. Make sure I don't butcher that. I don't want to be an asshole. Um, he's a great actor. He's phenomenal. Sex Ed fans obviously know him, how incredible he is, how charismatic and just full of life he is. So it just I have to see him being a massive draw for this series. Even it was already, a very popular show, but I have to see him really bringing people in to watch. And especially like the show, like obviously I don't know too much about it, but I just think it looks completely different. Like I don't know. What I've seen, it just looks like they've obviously got a much bigger budget and maybe Disney has something to do with that. Who knows? I
Oh,
don't.
definitely.
Definitely.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they've
But
I think they've been quite outspoken and have made acknowledgement of the significant budget increase. Um, I think there was an interview where Russell T Davis, who's like the showrunner, is like the big boss. He's the Kevin Feige of Doctor Who at the minute. He said
oh
the budget of one episode this year was the budget for the whole first season of the
wow.
revival in 2005. And obviously that's like 19 years of inflation and stuff, but even still,
Hmm.
like one
Not
episode
that
now
much.
was a
Yeah.
full season then is mind blowing. Um,
And
so
you can
yeah,
tell in the trailers, like it honestly looks like an event movie, the way they've like put together the trailers. Like it looks like something like, I mean, I haven't watched, like I said, I've watched all the Ninth Doctor and bits and pieces of everything else, but like I might honestly just out of curiosity get back into Little Doctor Who and see where this new Doctor takes us.
I'm
Really
gonna
excited.
be that asshole that has never seen an episode before, but I'm gonna watch the new season and just offer all my opinions and just be like, hey, I've never seen an episode. I have no idea like what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna make you listen because I don't know. I want to go back and watch the old episodes, but I don't. There's so
I
much other
think
stuff
one
I've
of the
been trying to
most
watch.
popular kind of episodes like is I think it's called Vincent and the Doctor, and it's Vincent Van Gogh, and it's Matt Smith.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever seen anything from that, but that episode's very, very popular. I think and
those
like really
clips,
emotional.
that clip does gangbusters on TikTok.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
goes crazy. People make at least one rent payment off posting that video.
Oh yeah, definitely. But man,
So with a little
it's
Subway Surfers
for
underneath,
good reason. For good reason.
some Minecraft parkour underneath, while Van Gogh is sobbing, his eyes out. No,
For good
thinking that
reason though.
his life's work has been treasured by modern day. And then there's just like the cop, like the guy just runs into the train and the cop picks him up.
Oh
So
man.
yeah,
For good reason.
shout out to Doctor Who. Can't wait for this new season. I've seen both trailers. Thank you, Josh. Um,
We had a little watch party.
they yeah, we had a little watch party. Shruti, I love you. I can't wait to watch. Honestly, also crazy career jump for him from sex ed. Obviously, sex ed was already really popular, but this is the Doctor. Like even I know like this is like a big like this is a massive role like within pop culture. So good for
Yeah.
him. And I think
Huge.
he's just based, I don't know, I feel like he's gonna be obviously again, I know very little about Doctor Who, but I just feel like he's going to be very popular. So
I think he has that draw that will bring a lot of different audiences back to the show. I know when David Tennant came back last year, so many people that I know that had sort of fallen out of love with the show or just chose not to watch it came back, and I'm hoping that they return because I think going from such a beloved actor playing the Doctor to with obviously David Tennant to now Shooty, who is so recognizable and he has that audience that this could be a really huge launch pad for the show again and really give it a new lease of life.
and then Disney can fully take over and put Doctor Who in the parks.
Yes. Yes. Oh my
A TARDIS
God.
meet and greet.
Let's get
TARDIS meet
Doctor
and
Who
greet.
and Secret Wars. Could you imagine just Battlefield? Like imagine like that end game, like with all the portals and stuff and the TARDIS.
Yeah. Just comes
That's
flying
very
through.
that's very Tumblr girl of me, but just imagine.
Super Hulock, the all
Exactly.
shot.
Oh jeez.
I wasn't a supernatural girly though, but it's
Yeah,
just
I never
Sherlock
I actually
girly.
I never watched any of them. I was an Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow child, even
Rip
though I really
Hunter
don't care
style.
for those shows anymore. Rip Hunt. Yeah. What was his name in the Rory? Rory. I know that.
Rory
Yeah,
And Doctor
Rory.
Who, and at one point he was a Roman soldier.
was.
Um,
And
boom.
he
See, I
wasn't.
know it. See, I know everything I need to know.
Well, that was our Captain America the Winter Soldier episode. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Please do go and check out the first episode if you haven't already. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, for all updates and episode clips and whatnot. You can follow us on X/Twitter at EAC Pod. I've been Josh. That's
I'm
been Britt.
John. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Go
that's
on.
me. I'm here.
And
our
obviously,
number one Thunderbolts historian.
Gosh,
Yay!
so
And
right.
Bucky, and
And
Captain
Bucky
America.
and Captain America.
and Suicide Squad.
Farewell.
Thank you
That
very
was the Marvel
much.
season. Yay!
Bye.
Bye.